everybody, it's Sharon here. Welcome back to my channel for those who are returning, and welcome to any new subscribers that may be visiting for the first time. So I'm continuing on with my journaling cards for my next project, which is the Wonderland journal. not sure how I will collate these videos together making these journaling cards, so I do have some footage of me doing this part of the process. It was or will be posted without sound as hubby was home and I kept going, but I have overnight, so it's the next day, and I have overnight had second thoughts about having the 3 butterflies up the side. So I want to have a play with terrible diction. I want to have a play. My grandmother would be horrified with me right now. Just want to see if I can layer up something on here as my focal point without having the 3 butterflies. I feel like it's a bit too much. I did have a thought just now. I was just thinking about putting a pocket down there, like a little pocket, which is a little bit different. Paper's not quite wide enough. So, just grabbing my book with the book pages in it that I'm using. And I think I'll use this as a guide just to get my width right. At the top. Lucky I only want the bottom of it. And I can cut that off at when it's dry. So I'm thinking maybe about do I want it that deep? Maybe about there. I don't know how well this will tear either because it's wet. Okay, and if I can find my paper pad scraps. Kind of goes that way. I think I quite like that. It's kind of picking up the brown at the label. If I do that, yes, it will work. Okay, so thinking about there. Oops, stuck to my finger as I went to pop it down. Hence it went flying. That was kind of funny. Not intentional. Okay. Oh, where did my... Oh, there it is. I don't really know how I managed to tear that too big, but it appears I did. Lucky I like little scraps. As you can see, I haven't cleaned up my space anymore since I last videoed either, so I kind of have to my left here all of my little scrappy pieces and paper pieces that I'd like to use while making this journal, so unfortunately they do take up a bit of space. Okay, I'm wishing I had of distressed. I wonder if I can just do it with my fingernail. I just want to distress it a little bit. It's too close to perfect size to tear, so this will be my next best choice. I just don't want the edges to be so perfect. That's not too bad. Okay. And I do want to just take that little strip off. Probably not necessary, but I knew it was there. And I am kind of thinking if I do this way, I may turn my music paper around and pop it at the top just for interest. So this little piece here, which means I'll have to ink. I don't know if this will work, but quite like that. I feel like it's giving it more balance. Fabulous. So just drop something on my floor. So none of my papers on my journaling card have been stuck down. All I've done is cut them and whoops. My goodness. Okay, I need to slow myself down. I'm trying to go too fast. A little bit tacky. And I do like the way that running my fingernail around that edge has just distressed that paper a little bit. Okay, so going to stick this down, and I think I might get a fresh piece of paper for this. Okay. I've started a little collection box for my glue papers that I can pop them in there. I found I was having them spread all over the place, and I would pick them up and I would have no idea where they came from or why they were there, and I went, I just need them to be organized so I know what they actually are. So it's just one of those little I think it's a bamboo box from Kmart. I think it was like $4. Same ones that I showed in a previous video that I also use for my ephemera pieces as I create them for the journals I'm working on. My fingers are sticky already. I don't know if that's a good sign. Hasn't quite gone on. Oh, it'll be fine. Paper's just so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to pop my pieces on here now. I just need to remember how they go. So this, the blue and the green paper, of course, is the tea stain paper digital that I've created. And the tissue paper, I believe, is the burlap and lace digital from Digital Curio. I hope I got that right. If not, I'll correct myself in the video when I post it, or before I post it. And the paper on the journaling card is the AntiquePaperie lace collection, I believe, which is just so pretty. I'm in love with it. And of course the little pocket was created using the Stamperia paper pad. Oops. I'm just using the paper towel to help me push things down because my fingers are getting very sticky when I try and do it without it. Okay, and this piece goes up this way. Just need to check my placement for it. And the paper is sticky. I think it goes about there. Maybe across a bit more actually. Okay, so if I'm covering up the one, and I probably need to do it this way. Oh, that's gone down funny. So yes, the tissue paper, I have printed a digital onto the tissue paper. And I'm really loving working with it. Okay, and then this little strip here. Okay, I do need to well, that doesn't want to tear because it's still a bit tacky from the glue. There we go. I think I need to let that dry before I try and pop the pocket on. I am wondering if I might. No, I think I'll glue it actually. I don't know, I may stitch around that. I really love that. Okay. I think I will pop. Sorry, I'm just getting glue off the top of my lid. And I have sewn around this to attach it to the fabric. I'm just going to use some of this quick dry adhesive to attach this. Again, my fingers are sticky. Okay. Kind of feel like I like the pink one because it's in contrast with everything else. I mean, I believe these would work. Oh, see, I really love that too. Okay. He's almost yellowy green in places. I think that's why I'm drawn to him so much. I think I'm going to go with the blue, guys. I think he's the winner. Okay. And maybe, just maybe, some, well, actually, I was going to use some cheesecloth, but I have my little jar of cotton here. I quite like that just for some texture. I don't know whether I want that much though. Maybe a half. thinking I want it coming down from the bottom of the butterfly, like he's flying. I don't even know what made me think of that, but I did, and now I like it. Okay, my shape isn't quite right. No. It kind of makes it look like he's been fluttering all over the place. That's where my head's at. I'm not sure it's a healthy thing for you guys to understand where my head's at sometimes when I share. So sorry about that. I left the fan going on my fire and it was getting very warm in here, so I needed to go and turn it off. I was just thinking about this journal process and the fact that I feel like, sorry, I've turned around to put my wool away. I feel like it's going to be a slow and steady progress, as there will be some creative thought in here. So I was just thinking I should just warn you to only watch this series if I do make it a series and I do keep recording, but only watch it if you are happy with watching it for creative process rather than speed. Okay, I really like that. I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to see if I can tie it around the top. Oops, if it's not sticking to me. I need to weight that down somehow. How? That doesn't touch the... Actually, I know what I can do. If I paper clip that on there. I just need to get my knot started so it doesn't slip away. And then I'm going to wrap it around, and I probably should have gone the other way. I'm just pulling that tightly. And I think I will paper clip that back onto the pocket. It just gives me an anchor. Oops. I've just realized I've got a tear in my nail. That's how soft my nails are. When I distressed, I think, this pocket with my nail, it's actually torn my nail. Okay. Looks like a little broom. The end of a little broom. When it falls down like that, it ends up immersed in the... I actually might leave that. I've got one string on this side which was from the wool. So I don't know if you can see that. I'm hoping you can. It's actually wool fibres, and they're just held together with a little piece of cotton that's entwined around it. So maybe I can keep that one dangly as well. And I'm going to make a mess of this because I just want to make that a little less even. Just give him a haircut. And I think I'm okay with that hanging out the bottom of the page. So I'm going to see if I can attach him to the butterfly first. This feels like another one of my crazy ideas right now. I really don't know if this will work, but I'm going with it. And I'm sorry if you can hear my belly growling. It's apparently hungry. It is like lunch-ish time here. Okay, and I might pop a little glue on either side because I do want it to fan a little bit. Oh, doesn't that have a whimsical look about it? I love it. So I'm going to put quite a good coverage of glue over the top of the wool here. I do want to perhaps just trim the behind just behind the head a little bit. I'm putting a dollop of glue on there and I'm just going to press it in. I'm just checking the front to make sure that there's not too much showing from the front. Okay, and then, now I wanted to sew, so perhaps I'll leave the butterfly there. And do I want to sew? I think I might glue it as well. I really am creating on the fly right now, so I've got wool finders in amongst the top of my glue there. Should have checked that before I started gluing. See if that will glue down. I just want a little bit of extra glue to hold it in place and give it extra stability. I think we've achieved that. Okay, so I was thinking about or wondering about whether I wanted to create a pocket here or a flap, but I think I will leave it as a pocket because it has the wool on here. I think the extra stability will be good. So I'm going to leave that one there. I think he's really pretty, guys. Sorry, I'm just checking to make sure I'm in camera for you. I'm just going to pop him on there so I don't misplace him, but that's how he turned out. How fun is he? And if worse comes to worse, if I have trouble getting him to stay on the paper, which I don't think I will because I think I can glue the wings down, I could also put a couple of stitches through him before I adhere, oh, I've just attached the pocket. Okay, we'll go with plan A because this was plan A. Sewing him was something I thought of a minute ago, but clearly I didn't keep that in mind when I glued the pocket down. Anyway, I think he's turned out really, really pretty and a little bit different, he looks like he belongs in Wonderland. So I'm really happy with that. Okay, it took us a little bit to get there, but I'm really glad. It's outcomes like that that I go, I'm glad I took the extra time and really thought about the process. May not make for great viewing for you guys, and I'm sorry for that, but I'm actually really excited about that one. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out, I had picked out the papers for each of my journaling cards, and I don't know if I had one left in here. I don't think it was. I think it was in... Where are my other papers? Ah, there it is. So I've got the card here, which would indicate that I was going to use this piece of paper. So this is the, I think it's the Legrand Victorian. Yes, Legrand's Victorian paper from AntiquePaperie. And I was kind of thinking of the flowers across the bottom here. So I'm going to tear my edges off. I'm so happy with that last journaling card. I liked the 3 butterflies, but I wasn't in love with them, and I'm much happier with the outcome. Sometimes I think it's good to walk away and not necessarily go with your first instinct, especially for projects like this one where there will be some creative thought. And, you know, unless I share my creative processes with the recipient, in this case I probably will, they're not going to know the total thinking behind my actions, but I think for me it's part of my creative expression. Makes me happy, and it makes me want to do more. Like, it's fun. Nope, that didn't work very well. Okay. Oh, and I do need to take this edge too. Oops, slipping. Now I've got a song stuck in my head. I don't actually know what era it's from. It slips sliding away. Not sure if it's a 60s song or not. I am quite a 60s fan. Okay. And I don't think that's the title of the song. I really am not sure, but they're the lyrics that popped into my head. Okay, so about there. Going to have a sip of my cup of tea that I made. I think that's really pretty too. Inking is what I was thinking of. Didn't really expect it to take me this long, but I guess when you start with no real clear direction in mind, it does make a difference too. And speaking of direction, just trying to decide what I want to do. Decisions. I've just had a really unusual thought. Okay, let's go with that. I'm going to glue this down. I'll explain as I get going. Don't worry. I'll let you in my strange little head. Okay. And I do like to burnish things down when I am gluing, even if it's with a glue stick, because I just feel like I'm doing everything I can to make sure that it will adhere well. Okay, so that's my base. Now, as I've said, I want a little bit extra, a little bit something more on each of the items that I do. And I was considering a tuck. So I have this paper here, and part of me looked at it and went, but you have, or sorry, a pocket was what I was thinking. And then part of me went, I have pockets and other pages. What can I do that's different? So I think because I have this piece here already, and I do want to, or do I want to? I wonder if it's, sorry, I'm getting technical now, I know. Just checking the, I don't even know where I measured from. Checking the size. Okay, so it's actually the same width on both ends, so I don't want to change that. So I'm going to tear it to size. And we will pick a paper to go over the front. And that's something I haven't thought about. Sorry, my mind is thinking. What papers are in that paper pad? So this is the same paper set, sorry, as the original paper. I like that. Okay. I need to, actually I might do the top. This is actually sticking to papers when I sit them on top of it, so it's time for it to go. Okay. Side against that one. I'm thinking about there. Sorry guys, I've gone quiet, I know. This is me thinking. It's scary, isn't it? think I just slipped then. Okay. That could have been quite fun too. Oh, now I don't know. Do you know what? I think I'm going to use the welcome sign. How fun is that? We'll try it and see. Oops, wrong way. I want to tear that way. Oh my goodness, that is so fun. Okay, so we're going to ink. Am I recording? Yes. I don't know why, I just had a bad feeling that it had stopped. I actually spent some time, I think I mentioned yesterday, I spent some time yesterday clearing up memory space for my videos, so it hadn't actually been a problem, but I felt like it was getting close to being a problem, and I wanted to make space on my memory card before it was an issue. Okay. That wool, the wool fibre, it's everywhere. Okay. That didn't go on very straight, did it? Maybe it's just the way I tore it. It's going down exactly the same way. That's okay. So then I want to decorate the back. Just with some journaling space. Maybe I could use that. And they could still write on there if they want to. Did I slip then? I like that. I did ink around that, didn't I? Just checking my orientation. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for a little bit. I'm going to go and have some lunch and give that glue a little bit of time to dry, and then we will move on to the next step. And I may have to trim the edges, I think, but that's okay. So I'm going to leave that to dry, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.